Hello Superset maniacs and welcome back to my channel. Samson Dauda is your new Mr. Olympia champion, as all of you should know by now. Indeed, he is from a different breed of bodybuilders. While he is a mass monster by his own words, he was over 300 pounds on stage this past weekend, making him the heaviest Mr. Olympia in history. Aesthetics are a better characteristic to describe his physique. His beautiful lines and overall flow are what made him Mr. Olympia. But having such a physique crowned as the best in the world is a journey that started 6 years ago at the 2018 Mr. Olympia, when Shawn Rhoden ended the bubble gut era. Shawn won Mr. Olympia not by winning more mandatories, not by being the biggest or the freakiest, but mostly because of his streamlined physique and beautiful midsection. So, let's compare these two Mr. Olympia winning physiques. Shawn Rhoden at the 2018 Mr. Olympia, may he rest in peace, versus Samson Dauda at the 2024 Mr. Olympia. Front double biceps. Throughout this comparison, you may be tempted to think I made Shawn too big or Samson too small, but this is very carefully scaled. Hear me out. Shawn tends to lean down from his knees less than Samson, and at the same time, Samson's camera angle also makes him look shorter, but if I made Samson bigger to match where the tops of their heads should be based on their height, Samson would look disproportionately large. Just look at their heads now. Samson may indeed have the bigger head anyway, but how much bigger do you want it to be? Now, let's analyze the pose. Starting with the lower bodies, both are world class, and contrary to expectations, Samson looks grainier. Shawn has some extra fullness through his quads, and that's it. Moving to the upper body, with all due respect, these are some of the worst pairs of arms for any Mr. Olympia, so neither wins or loses in this department. They match up in both strengths and weaknesses. As for their torsos, they're both great, but this may not be Rhoden's best shot. Let's check out this one from the finals, where indeed it's a much better angle. Between his flexed abs and Samson's vacuum, it comes down to personal preference. Personally, I prefer Shawn. He looks more graceful and inspires elegance, but this pose is so close that it won't make or break the final result. Front lat spread, and we have ourselves a very even match, ladies and gentlemen. They have similar structures, similar strong points, and similar weak points. The picture quality may be an issue here because, at least from the front, Samson looks harder. Either we've all gone crazy criticizing Samson's conditioning, while also considering Shawn Rhoden's physique peeled, or I don't know. Anyway, what I'm noticing is that Shawn has better quad sweeps, and in the upper body the difference is made by the midsections or the abs in particular. Even if they're only partially flexed, it's still clear who has better abs, and it's Shawn all day. So for this second pose, Shawn again gets a minimal advantage. Side chest, and man oh man, things don't look very good for Samson. Lower body, Shawn takes him to school and then to after school as well. That glute ham tie-in and those outer quads are simply GOAT material. As for the upper body, again they match up pretty well. Samson has the better chest and better triceps, but Shawn has the better muscle separation, the more polished muscles, and again a very elegant execution. I've noticed before when doing Shawn comparisons that he has the most relaxed attitude I've ever seen someone have while flexing. Even his facial expressions show that chill vibe. Very awesome. So for the side chest, I would give Shawn Rhoden the nod again, probably even more decisively than in the previous poses. Shawn has won everything so far, but next is the back double biceps, and by the looks of it, Samson is about to win his first pose in this matchup. They have very similar upper backs, but the lower lats and even the teres minors are night and day, with Samson dominating. In the lower body, the shape of their calves is very similar, and going upwards, the hamstrings are close, but Samson still gives me the impression that he's harder than the peeled Shawn Rhoden, which is crazy. Shawn's glutes are impressive with those deep cuts, but that might be the only thing Shawn is winning in this shot. This isn't bikini, so Samson Dauda takes his first point in this comparison. Back lat spread, and it's already clear that Rhoden is no match for Dauda here. That back lat spread from Shawn might be the least impressive from any modern Mr. Olympia winner, while Samson has significantly improved his back poses. There's not much to discuss here. Samson has the bigger back, the wider back, the thicker back, and the drier back. Knockout punch for Shawn Rhoden in the back shots. Side triceps, and Shawn Rhoden looks legit here, but we all know this should be a side pose, not a front pose. This is how you tricked the judges into giving you this shot over feel in 2018, but in 2024 this is unacceptable. So let's actually use a real side triceps shot for Shawn. Too bad for that side leg, man, but the triceps difference is just too huge. Samson's lateral head is as thick as Shawn's whole arm in this shot. It's not even funny. And Samson's execution, wow. I've said it before and I'm saying it again. This right here is the best side triceps in the world in 2024. Let's talk about it. There's not a single thing I would change there. Samson Dauda comes back strong after a 3-point handicap and makes it 3 on poses. Abs and thighs, and Shawn Rhoden is not playing around anymore. This is the shot that made him Mr. Olympia. We talk about Hadi Choopan and Andrew Jack as all-time bests in this pose, but we often forget about Shawn Rhoden. Just look at that. And not only the abs, he also has the obliques to match up, the lats and the tiny waist. And what's that downstairs? We have zippers on his quads everywhere. What a beautiful pose for Shawn Rhoden. Now, granted, Samson improved this pose to the point where it's no longer a very weak one, but going against Shawn in abs and thighs is not something he can hope to do. 4-3 for Shawn. Most muscular pose, and they match up better than I thought. Shawn holds his own. Strong shoulders, good chest, greater midsection again, and world-class quads. Samson has all that except a great set of abs, but he has thicker arms, which is crucial in this pose. Shawn Rhoden's non-existent lateral heads of the triceps make his arms look too skinny compared to Samson's. Overall, Samson has the better pose here, let's face it. Samson wins and evens the final score at 4-4. Now, I didn't know what to expect from this comparison. By the aura of Shawn's physique, I thought maybe he could win against Samson, but I was surprised to see that Samson's conditioning is on par with Shawn's here. I also knew that Samson would dominate with size, and this was confirmed. In the end, it was a tie on poses, but I feel like Samson was more dominant in his poses. Remember the back poses and the side triceps? That was total domination for Samson, while Shawn was the most convincing in the abs and thighs. Arguably all the other poses were so close they could have gone to Samson as well. I'm talking about the first 3 poses. So what do you guys think about this matchup? Who do you have winning? Let me know in the comment section below. Also like the video for the algo, subscribe so you won't miss my uploads, and see you next time.